Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Addie's Books and Movie Chat. And today we will be talking about Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams. So it starts off with the announcement at an amusement park. There's gonna be a new ride, and the first lady's daughter is gonna ride it. So the president's daughter is going to ride the roller coaster. She breaks the roller coaster to get stuck so she can talk to her father because, as you know, he is the president and he is very busy, but she misses him. So she breaks the ride, she gets stuck, and then the secret and then the OSS agents see it. And they said, bring in our number 2 agent. And the number 2 agents are our main characters, Carmen and Junie from Spy Kids 1. Carmen and Junie are the 2 Spy Kids agents from the agency, the OSS, but the OSS for kids. So this OSS is for kids. So anyway, they get up there, and then the other guy says, well, shouldn't we call the other spies for backup? So they bring in the backup spies of Gary. They bring in the backup spies of Gary and Gurney. And even their names just sound annoying. At first I didn't like them, but I understand why they think they're such a big shot. Because their dad is a very, 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 very big shot spy. So anyway, so Gary goes up to Gary goes up where Junie is, and he says, "Hey Junie, why don't you get her down, and we will take the gadget that she took from her dad's office, so that way we can both look like heroes." And the gadget that she took from her dad's office is the transmuker device. Keep the transmuker device in mind, cause it will come again. It will come up again later in this video. So she ended up coming down with Junie, but Gary, on the other hand, takes it all the credit. So he says that he saved the president's daughter with Junie's assistance as backup, I guess. And he's got the device. And then when they were done with their mission, Carmen says to Junie, promise me something. And Junie says, what? Promise me no more junior missions. They want to go on real missions. But the missions that they get are a part of their skill set from the agency. And since they're kids, they always have to have someone with them. But Carmen says, "But Mom, we know more than anyone else on the kid agency. We deserve to be on bigger missions." And then she hacks the computer website because their mom can't find something. So Carmen hacks the computer website, and then her mom says, "There's no hacking in this household." When they are getting ready to for the announcements that this big party that announces who is the leader of the OSS. And the father, Junie and Carmen's father, Gregorio, is feeling a bit down because he wants that position. He's been wanting that position ever since he was a spy, but he never got it. And then he's feeling a bit down because Junie's growing up so fast, and he designed this secret bug called Ralph that ties and does hair. And his father says, "Well, he may be a fancy gadget, but nothing can ever replace your Poppy." So he says, "Nothing can ever replace me, son." And then Junie jokes and says, "Well, the newest model that I'm working on may come out this week from the agency." And then he says, "I'm only kidding. I didn't design anything." Okay, let me be clear. Junie is a designer in this one, and I just think it's so cool that they up the kids' characters in this, and I just think that's so cool. So anyway, on our way to the party, this is it. This is big announcement time. Oh, and before I tell you what happens, you should know that that the waiters at this party are acting very, very strange. They are asking the kids if they would like some wine. So keep that in mind because that's about to come up soon. So anyway, everybody's having a good time dancing, but all of a sudden the dancing stops because it's time for the big announcement. And the leader of the OSS comes up, which is that guy from the first movie that we saw at the end, to announce the leader of the OSS is Gardigan Giggles. So, Gardigan Giggles is the father of Gary and Gurney Giggles. So, he won the OSS spot. The father is so upset, but you can't see it. So they all raise their glasses and they drink the wine, but the wine is poisoned with sleepers. And you think if the wine is poisoned with sleepers, don't drink it. And you think because this is a spy movie and they're all adult spies that they would know what sleepers taste like, but no. So they are here. So all the winners were sent there as all the winners were sent there as spies to get the to get the transmuter device, and every spy had this mind device that slows down the mind, but they didn't get Carmen and Junie and the rest of them. So it only got the adults. So the kids are trying to fight them off, but Carmen cannot help Junie because Junie gets in a fight with Gary Giggles because Junie saw the device first, and then Gary was trying to take it from him and be the big hero, and then they got in a fight, and since they got in a fight, the device was left on the floor, so the robot took the device to their boss. And who that boss is, just you guys wait and you will know who the boss is. So Gary Giggles' father fired Junie from the OSS because Gary said, well, it was Junie's fault because he fought me first. I did not fight him. And then I got distracted and I let go of the device. So it's really Junie's fault. So Gary's father fired Junie from the OSS. And Junie, my boy, is still watching Flooglies. And I actually miss Floop in this movie. And I am so glad that he got his little cameo. So, Carmen said, while Junie is eating some soup from what the Thumb Thumb made. Oh, and by the way, they kept the Thumb Thumbs. I told you that in the first movie. Yes, they kept the Thumb Thumbs from the first movie. So anyway. So, while he's about to bite into his soup, Carmen says, I am really sorry. Carmen says, I am really sorry that you lost your job in the OSS. And then Carmen and Junie head for the treehouse where Carmen actually reinstates him and put him back into the system. And now they are going to clear his name because now they're gonna find the device and clear his name and get his job back, even though he's already reinstated. But the OSS just need that device, so they go off to the island of Lost Dreams, and they try to find the device, and they actually meet this guy in a cave who designed the whole island. But then the monsters got mad and then they took it over. So he's never been out of his cave. But he designed the whole island. That is very impressive. Oh, and I have to tell you, Carmen actually switched assignments, so they sent. So basically, Carmen and Junie have the assignment to go to the island, but that was actually Gary and Gurney's assignment. But Junie, and it's so cool that he knows how to work technology too. Junie sent them to the desert where the camels are. But don't worry, they followed their trail right back. Oh, and by the way, the parents find out that they're missing, so the parents try to go save them. And then the parents team up with the grandparents. So, we are on the island with Gary and Gurney and Junie and Carmen. And they still cannot see the ways of what they're doing is bad, trying to get the device back to their father. But it turns out that their father was the bad guy, and so was their fake Uncle Felix that was in the first movie that works for the agency, the OSS agency. He was the traitor because he was trying to get the device too for them, but he was working on the inside. And then when I rewatched this, I was like, what the heck? They took you in like family and this is how you treat them? So anyway, it turns out that Gary and Gurney actually stopped their father by giving the device to the OSS, and Carmen actually kicks Gary's butt, but they do share a good moment. And she does say, hopefully the next time we see each other, you'll be on the side of good. And then Gary said, we will see. And then the president daughter actually asked Junie if he wants to be reinstated into the OSS, but and this came as a surprise to me. Junie actually says that he is going to retire, and the father and the grandparents actually do say to each other. Well, the father says, you guys are my family because he did save their lives in the desert when they were being where when they were being attacked by those robotic agents. And actually, the father and the mother also says that you are a good man and my daughter has chosen well. I'm glad you are in our family. And so it turned out that it was all a big mistake, that Gary and Gurney's father hacked the system and that the OSS was supposed to belong to the father all along. So it belongs to the father, and actually Gurney actually stops the robot for from taking the device, and her dad says, "Why did you do that?" And then and, and, and then Gurney says, "Because it's wrong, Dad, and wait until and 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 and, and, and just wait until we tell Mom what you've been up to." And then the dad says, "Please don't tell your mother." And then at the end credit scene, we actually get a scene with Carmen being a pop star, and and, and her uncle Machete has actually built equipment to make her seem like a rock star in Junie 2, but it turned out that there were no batteries in it, so she did all the dancing and singing on stage herself. And that is the end of the movie. Bye, and see you guys in my next video.